Introducing Dendroctonus ponderosae, a tiny bug smaller than a rice grain, more commonly known as the mountain pine beetle. It has lived in North America for millennia. Normally, the bugs infest a forest, kill some trees, thrive for a few years, and move on. But now, the species is facing a dilemma. For the last 15 years or so, these bugs have been living it up. Forests have been full of old trees, weakened by drought. Winters haven't been very cold. In these conditions, the mountain pine beetle has reproduced to epic numbers. Gazillions of beetles are changing the forests. In the western US and Canada, they've killed most mature pine trees across nearly 100,000 square miles, an area about the size of Wyoming. Now, in parts of Colorado and Wyoming, they're running out of suitable trees. A beetle chooses its tree by flying around sniffing for pheromones, a kind of beetle perfume that signals either, "Go away, this tree is full," or, "Hey, over here." Once it selects a pine, the beetle drills through the bark. The tree fights back with sticky resin, but some beetles make it through. Inside the bark, the beetle carves a gallery and clicks to let other beetles know where it is. Bark beetles carry spores of a blue-stained fungus that brush off and grow through the tree, blocking the flow of water from the roots to the branches. As the tree dries out, the needles fade from green to red. Ultimately, the fungus kills the tree and stains the wood grayish-blue. Meanwhile, the beetles mate and lay eggs in the gallery. In September, when the eggs hatch, each larva tunnels sideways from the main gallery, eating the fungus and sugars in the wood. They survive temperatures as cold as 30 degrees below zero for up to 5 days by making glycerol, a kind of antifreeze. The larvae grow until July, when they change into pupa. Soon after, they transform into light brown adults and emerge, as many as 5,000 from a single tree. Outside, they slowly darken into shiny black mountain pine beetles. Huge swarms scour the forest for new trees. Some even ride the wind for miles. But none of that matters if the beetles no longer have access to their favorite food source. Mountain pine beetles need old, weak trees. Lodgepole, ponderosa, limber, pretty much any pine will do. Different bark beetle species attack spruce, fir, and other kinds of trees. As the pickings get slimmer, the bugs settle for smaller or healthier trees, not their preference. Disturbances like wildfire and logging create a more resilient forest and can make life hard on the mountain pine beetle. As they move on, they leave us with a transformed landscape.
Red needles on evergreens are the telltale signs of a recent bark beetle attack. Usually within a year or two of death, these trees will shed their needles and the forest goes gray. Bark beetles are native to western North America, and in normal conditions they struggle to make a living by burrowing into the oldest, sickest trees. Occasionally flare-ups spread wider when the forest and climate conditions favor the bugs. Beetles use the trees as nurseries to feed and protect their young. Each July, when they're ready to breed, adults fly to new trees and burrow through their bark. Working with the tree's chemicals, they produce a pheromone that attracts other beetles to help them overcome the tree's defenses. The tree may secrete a sticky pitch that's toxic to invaders, but its immunity may be compromised if it's stressed from drought or a changing environment. Once inside, the beetles dig sideways through a shallow layer that the tree uses to conduct water and nutrients, and that's where they lay their eggs. The larvae will feed on this soft tissue and grow before repeating the cycle by flying to a new brood tree. Together, Hundreds or thousands of beetles overpower the tree by choking off its circulation.